I guess in Los Angeles in general, I guess like I've enjoyed kind of being an anarchist because most anarchists here in Los Angeles are different from other cities in the U.S. Because it's mainly like people of color and mainly like working class people of color and women, you know. Just like the especially like looking at even like the collective that organizes the book fair here, it's all like women of color now, you know. So I think it's kind of been good, you know, to be an anarchist here. But also I think that it's changing in Los Angeles because I think of gentrification. You have people, which means like people from other cities that have money and they have like resources and access to things, coming here and pushing people out of their communities, out of the poor communities, and kind of like it's a process of people raising the prices of the rent. And some of them even might identify as anarchists. Some of them might be punks, but they still don't acknowledge or have the analysis that they are part of the gentrification process, that they're have responsibility in pushing people out of their communities and into the prisons, into the streets, you know. They might have good intentions, but still that don't take away from their responsibility, you know, and their role in gentrification. So I think that's changing a little bit, and also, but at the same time, I think there's still a lot of good people like doing good work in their communities right now in their neighborhoods, like CopWatch LA, RAC, and the Book Fair Collective, and other projects that are in Los Angeles. So that's, I think, speaking of community, to me, like you have to divide it into two, because there's community of region, meaning like the community that I live in, and then community of identity, right, which people talk about a lot. So I guess like originally my family is not from Los Angeles. I have to acknowledge that, like, you know, this is I'm not indigenous to this neighborhood, to this area. This is Stonewall Nation territory, which is like their indigenous nation from Los Angeles. So my parents migrated from Michoacan, Mexico, which is like in central Mexico, and so when I go back home, I'm still like, you know, I mean, like I still connect with people, or when I go back to Mexico, I connect with people who are anarchists too, and I find that, you know, like the movements or the anarchist movements out there are like way more, I feel like you know, not, you know, for lack of better words, but they're like light years ahead of us, you know. I mean, I think that part of it is the conditions, you know, and like, but they're doing like so much work in social movements in the community. Like even the punks, I think, are much more organized than us here, you know. Like so I you know, like I enjoy being going back to Mexico and connecting with the anarchists there, which is like, I guess, my community too.